Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a subject that literally hides in plain sight, and right off the bat, we need to challenge a pretty dangerous assumption we all make. Think about the last time you had a minor throat discomfort. You probably just ignored it, right? I mean, we all do. But today, we're looking at the critical and often totally missed early signs of esophageal cancer, drawing on some really compelling medical insights from Dr. Yoshiki.
I want you to be totally honest with yourself for a second. Have you recently felt a little tickle in your throat, or maybe a slight catch when you swallowed a piece of food and you just immediately dismissed it? We constantly tell ourselves, oh, I'm just catching a mild cold, or my personal favorite, well, I guess I'm just getting older. We normalize these tiny discomforts. But what if that minor irritation isn't just a passing nuisance? What if it's actually an early alarm bell for something far more sinister?
To really grasp what's at stake here, take a look at this quote straight from the source material. Dr. Yoshiki warns, many ignore these common symptoms, but delayed discovery can be life-threatening. And that is the harsh reality of esophageal cancer. It develops in the very passageway our food travels through every single day. Because it masks itself as just everyday discomfort, ignoring these early warning signs isn't just a simple oversight. It can literally be a matter of life and death.
Okay, let's look at our roadmap for today. First, fatal throat discomfort. Second, 4 unignorable danger signs. Third, traits of high-risk people. Fourth, when to see a doctor. And finally, why early detection saves lives. Section 1. Fatal throat discomfort. Why the silent stage is deadly.
So the esophagus is a vital tube, obviously. But in the earliest stages of cancer developing there, it is a completely silent threat. And this brilliantly illustrates the core danger, our own tendency to self-diagnose. On one hand, our brains tell us, hey, I'm just getting older, just to keep us calm. But on the other hand is the actual reality. That tendency to just brush things off, it gives the cancer the exact cover it needs to grow undetected. By the time you feel even the slightest, barely noticeable discomfort, it's no longer minor. It's a crucial warning. We absolutely have to stop acting as our own doctors when it comes to persistent throat issues.
All right, Section 2. 4 unignorable danger signs. The escalating threat. We're going to trace exactly how these symptoms escalate from just a mild annoyance to a severe emergency. It starts mechanically, with swallowing issues. Then it turns sensory, manifesting as chest discomfort. From there, it affects your entire body through unexplained weight loss, and finally, it attacks the surrounding system, resulting in severe nerve damage. Let's break down exactly what each of these feels like.
Danger sign number 1 is difficulty swallowing, and it's by far the most typical early symptom. Imagine eating a piece of crusty bread, or say a tough cut of meat. Instead of going down smoothly, you get this visceral, panicky feeling that the food is physically stopped right in the middle of your chest. You suddenly find yourself reaching for a glass of water just to force the food down. And here is the terrifying part. As the cancer progresses, it won't just be bread or meat. Eventually, even soft foods, your morning tea, and eventually just plain water will become incredibly difficult to swallow.
Now, if you ignore that swallowing difficulty, you might soon face danger sign number 2, a stinging, prickling discomfort in the chest and throat. This is not a general ache. It's a very specific sensation, almost like something is caught deep in the back of your throat. And more importantly, it's highly reactive to temperature. When you swallow something hot, like coffee or soup, you'll feel a sharp, stinging pain radiating deep in your chest. This is a massive warning sign, especially if you regularly drink alcohol or smoke.
Now, I want you to pay close attention to this specific metric, 2 to 3. This isn't a countdown. This actually introduces our third, and honestly, most deceptive danger sign.
Danger sign number 3 is dropping 2 to 3 kilograms in just 1 to 2 months, totally unexplained and without even trying to diet. What's really fascinating about this symptom is the hidden cause behind it. See, you aren't losing weight because your metabolism magically sped up. You're losing weight because you are unconsciously eating less. Swallowing has become such a physical and mental burden that your brain subtly convinces you to just stop eating. You start skipping meals or leaving food on your plate without even realizing why you're doing it.
Which brings us to the final escalation, danger sign number 4, hoarseness of the voice, a prolonged cough, and difficulty breathing. Now, if you're experiencing this, the situation has become a critical medical emergency. It indicates that the esophageal cancer has advanced far enough that it's no longer just in the food tube, it has physically grown and started impacting the delicate nerves surrounding the esophagus. When your voice changes and your breathing is compromised, the cancer has gained significant ground. Moving on to Section 3, Traits of High-Risk People. Are you in the crosshairs?
We've talked about what the disease feels like, but who exactly is in the crosshairs here? Well, look at the number 50. While anyone can develop this, the data points to a very specific demographic profile that is uniquely vulnerable. If you, or maybe someone you love, has crossed this milestone, you need to pay very close attention.
Here's the crucial point. Men over the age of 50 are at a significantly higher risk for developing esophageal cancer. In fact, looking at medical data out of Japan, esophageal cancer is noted as one of the more common cancers, specifically affecting men in this age bracket. So if you fit this demographic, maintaining awareness of your throat and swallowing health is absolutely vital. You simply cannot afford to write off symptoms as just aging.
But age and gender aren't the whole story. The risk absolutely skyrockets when you combine them with these lifestyle habits. A long-term smoking habit, heavy daily alcohol consumption, and frequently drinking very hot beverages. Smoking and drinking are a notoriously toxic combination for the sensitive lining of the throat and esophagus. Add scalding hot liquids to the mix, and you are basically constantly irritating and damaging the very tissue where this cancer takes root.
Section 4. When to see a doctor. Don't delay. Knowledge is only powerful if you actually act on it. So, I want you to lock this specific number in your mind. 2. This is the strict timeline you need to hold yourself to if you start experiencing any swallowing difficulties.
2 weeks. If you have difficulty swallowing that lasts for 2 continuous weeks, that is your absolute maximum limit. You must seek professional medical help immediately. Do not wait for a month. Do not wait for your next annual checkup. If 2 weeks go by, or if you suddenly lose your appetite, or experience that unexplained weight loss we just talked about, you need to pick up the phone and call a doctor.
And finally, Section 5. Early detection saves lives. Your action plan.
I know this has been a lot of heavy information, but there is some incredibly good news here. Taking swift action puts the power right back in your hands. If you notice these signs, visit a gastroenterology clinic for an endoscopy. It's just a direct way to see exactly what is happening inside. Catching it early gives you vastly wider treatment options, and more importantly, it places a significantly lower burden on your body. Catching it early doesn't just save your life, it preserves your quality of life during the treatment.
So, we've reached the end of our roadmap. You are now armed with the knowledge of the silent stage, the 4 escalating danger signs, and the exact timeline for seeking help. So I leave you with this question. Will you brush off that next persistent throat tickle as just aging, or will you take action? The choice is entirely yours. Please take this knowledge, protect yourself, and share this explainer with the aging loved ones in your life. It really might just save theirs.